Big Enemy Titties and Give Me That Ace. Go ahead and vote in that poll that's up for Game 1 still if you want. Also, forgot to mention this, over on the PMA SGN channel, we have another game going on between Bear Jr. Poops in the Woods and Rich is Provoked. So if you guys want to check that out too, go ahead and feel free to do that.
Definitely welcome back to the stream, guys. Excited to see what this second game has to offer. Want to see if Gimme That Ace can get their footing as a team together and possibly change the tides and bring this into a game 3. Kind of excited to see if we are able to do that. Last few games have been just a game 2, so I definitely want to see a game 3. And if it was going to be any team, it would be this team. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go into the pick ban phase. Big Anime Titty is going to go ahead and ban out that Vigor. Seeing that Give Me That Ace, how comfortable he was on that Vigor. I'm going to take that away from him. So it looks like with banning a Vigor, such a late game champ and scaling champ, looks like they're going to be trying to play a lot more fast tempo base team by getting rid of that Vigor. Or I'm going to go ahead and get banned out from Give Me That Ace, taking that away from Gert, from how much damage and CC that they did bring to his team. Kane, of course, being banned out. That's against theatrics. He is a Kane main. Gallo being banned out well. So it looks like they're getting rid of these big, beefy tanks that kind of synergize really well together so that they can get a better comp to kind of run around with. But definitely getting rid of the Galio and the Orn. Kind of waiting to see what Big Anime T's comp is going to look like. But right now, Sivir is going to go ahead and get banned out as well. Allow is going to be immediately banned out from Give Me That Ace. So let's see. It looks like although I'm not entirely sure the champ pool that your Moose has, but I know it runs pretty deep. But getting rid of that Sivir is kind of awkward. But it looks like they're just trying to get rid of any kind of fast tempo build or team comp that they have. First pick, Big Anime Titties. Looks like we're going to have an Alistar. That's going to be going on to Gert. I know Gert's a really good Alistar player. I've seen his games on OP.gg, and he has a lot of success on that champion. So bringing that CC to his team already a lot with that Alistar. First pick, Ezreal, again going on to Give Me That Ace. Now, Ezreal did scale pretty hard into that game, doing a lot of damage. But again, with how beefy their team was, it was kind of negated because he had to get rid of the frontline tanks, and he does a lot of damage, but he's definitely not a tank shredder. We have a Zillion also being picked up from Gimme That Ace. Kind of excited to see what they're going to do with that. Zaya being picked up from Big Anime Titty, so it's going to be a repeat pick for Kitakaru. Seeing how he played it, it was pretty solid. A lot of offensive ults towards the end, which of course ended his life with that Nocturne, but um, possibly going to be playing a little bit safer. But kind of excited to see what he has to offer with that bot lane. Alistar Zaya combo, being able to have those double CC with the feathers and the pulverized knockup. So we have a Zenzo also being picked up. I believe that's going to be a jungler. That's going to be going to General Dill. Now I know General Dill has a deep champion pool, so kind of excited to see what he's going to be able to do with that Zenzo in this new season. So we have the final pick coming out for Give Me That Ace. I'm not entirely sure what their comp is right now, but again, we can't really tell much just from 2 picks. And so we do have a Janna, so it looks like that's going to be a mid Zillion coming out for Give Me That Ace. Now, I know Clap That Ace or Clap That A55 is it's a Rammus pick. Janna was misclicked. So it looks like instead it's supposed to be Rammus. We have a misclick on that. I'm not entirely sure what the rules have to state against that. Um,
It's probably they're probably letting the other one know what it is in the client.
okay, cool. Okay, so it looks like everything's hashed out. You ban out Jenna then? No. So it looks like what was your ban? I guess they're trying to hash it out right now. Not entirely sure what's going down, but is there a new armor go for that? Um, right now it's just the teams are talking amongst each other to see exactly what they want to do. Um, it looks like we might have a remake of this pick ban phase just for that simple misclick from Give Me That Ace. Again, this is PMA LCS, so lots of brotherly love, giving each other the benefit of the doubt. So we're gonna go ahead and I believe they're gonna go ahead and remake this. If not, not sure entirely sure what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I went ahead and moved us over to the waiting screen while we're waiting for them to figure out what they want to do. Update on the MVP pool poll, if I can speak. Um, it looks like that Gert is actually going to be the MVP for Game One on that Ornn, followed closely by 2 votes for Jingo Unchained on the Galio and 2 votes for General Dill on the Warwick.
Yeah, the Orin definitely had a lot of the 2 to 3 man knockouts with that ultimate. Only whiffed, I think, maybe one. I wasn't watching the entire time uh, for those team fights with that ultimate, but I know every time I did see it was a 2 to 3 man knockup. The only one that he did whiff was in the jungle, and it was kind of unnecessary anyway, so it wasn't really a big deal. So we're back into this pick ban phase. They're gonna go ahead and ban the same champions that they had earlier. Gonna go ahead and pick up these same champions that they had as well. Gonna get us back caught up to speed with kind of where we were at. Sorry about the delay, guys. But we're gonna be back into this soon. But according to Give Me That Ace, it was supposed to be a Rammus pick. So let's see if Rammus. Yeah, Rammus is gonna go ahead and get picked up for Give Me That Ace. Now Rammus is definitely a jungler. I don't think he could be a top lane, but we do have a J span, and that J span is definitely targeted towards Bad Instincts because he does play a mean Jace. Again, he's really comfortable with those bruisers top lane, so making sure that he's not going to be able to make plays on that Jace. Nocturne is going to go and get banned as well. Kind of questionable. Depending, we don't know, really know where Rammus is going to be going, but they don't want to give that damage burst to Theatrics, because if Theatrics does have a champion that he can just insta burst anybody, he is going to take that um, on to them. Akali's also going to be banned along with Vladimir. So Jay's Vladimir is definitely two of Bad Instinct's comfortable picks top lane, and he does tend to pop off on those champions. So definitely good bans coming out from Give Me That Ace. And we do have a Maokai getting picked up, so it does look like it's going to be a Rammus jungle. Um, unless they
It's a
put him into
Rammus
a
jungle,
different
I
area.
think.
I'm pretty sure it's a Rammus jungle. Zillion looks like he's gonna be supporting. Again, Zillion still can go mid, so kind of waiting for this last pick. Zillion is definitely a flex pick, especially when it comes to support and mid. So, um, hopefully trying to show the hand that big anime titties might have. So we do have a Tom Kench. Tom unbench the Kench top lane, unload the Toad going top side. Tom Kench is definitely annoying with the fact that he can just grab anybody at CC lock and just run away with them. So definitely going to be good into the team fight, especially with the lockdown that they have with the Rammus and Maokai. So Give Me That Ace is definitely going to spread out their CC and not try to put it all on one person. And we do have the Rise being picked up as well for the big enemy titties, which uses the rune the Phase Walk, which is actually really good since he spams all three of his abilities immediately. So that Phase Walk is definitely going to be hopefully shown here in this game.
There's also another. There's other runes you can use instead of Phase Rush. You can use Electrocute if you want to. It has the extra damage versus movement impaired champions, which will obviously proc when you go ahead and go to WEQ combo them.
So yeah, that's really good insight because I'm not entirely sure of all the runes, but Okay, so kind of seeing what it's going to go down from here. We do have a Malzahar being the last pick for the Give Me That Ace. Again, bringing them a lot of CC, making up for the CC that they didn't have last time. They did have the Leona, which is a summon block machine, but definitely putting a lot of CC on other champions and giving that Guardian's Angel with the Zillion ultimate onto their team as well. Now, this team has damage with the Ezreal and Malzahar. Depending on how Zillion builds, he can go damage as well. But we do have two front beefy tanks, which being Rammus and Maokai. Now, the big damage dealers on big anime titties are going to be the AD. So, Rammus pick definitely really good for the jungle, especially with the mobility that he has with that power ball. Not entirely sure if it's going to work against the Rise, since Rise could just W him and walk away. But those other lanes definitely need to be careful.
It's just business.
Maokai, Maokai in general is just a really good pick. Maokai's always been um, not high in the pick rate, but
Life is too
he
short
offers
for
so much
fear.
CC and he heals for so much. And with the Overgrown, I believe, perk that you can get from the runes, being able to stack that max HP is going to be huge. So, uh, kind of excited to see what they're going to have to how this game's gonna go. Big anime titties, their team comps kind of all over the place. Not entirely sure what's really the the idea behind their team besides keep the front line at bay and have the back line just poke. That's what it looks like, but not entirely sure how they synergize completely. But I'm pretty sure they have a reason as to why they picked who they picked. Um, Give me that ace. Their team comp synergizes a lot better, especially with all the CC they have, and AOA CC from the Zillion bombs. But we also have to take into account Maokai's ultimate. And the single, target CC with the Rammus single target CC and the Malzahar ultimate. So if anybody gets caught out, they're gonna get shredded because Malzahar can do a lot of damage, especially in this patch with Airy and Scorch. It's gonna be able to put down a lot of damage, especially with the dodge that he has and the minions. So just on these champions alone, what do you predict's gonna go down in this game?
If I'm going just on
Never
champions
look
alone and not
back.
how each person plays their champion or how they are, I would say that I definitely like the side of Give Me That Ace. They have so much CC, and that Rammus is going to get super tanky. All the new tank runes synergize really well with this kit. The extra magic resist, the extra armor, the stacking health from dying
I'm
minions.
absolutely
It's
livid.
just gonna be absolutely crazy hard to kill him. I mean, we do have a Zenzao on the other side, but it's still gonna be really hard to kill a Rammus. And then with
Understood.
the Maokai and the Malzahar CC on top of that, and then you just have zillion bombs being thrown and Ezreal Q's being hucked everywhere. It's just absolutely ridiculous the amount of CC. So I think that just based on that comp, they would end up winning.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a game. And looking at the summoner spells, we do have the cleanse coming out for the Rise, making sure that he's gonna be able to. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see what. I don't know because Malzahar's ultimate is a suppress. Does it get rid of Malzahar's ulti? I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't think it stops the damage unless he runs out of the range. I don't know, chat. What it does? Does cleanse get rid of the damage and the ultimate as well?
Piper
Um,
says it does not.
it does not. Okay, cleanse does not get rid of suppression. That's what I figured. Okay, don't yell at me. I don't like being yelled at. That hurts my feelings. I'm gonna need you to apologize, Piper. I thought we were friends, man. Thanks, Ruin. I appreciate it. Ruin, see, Ruin just gave me the facts and didn't hurt my feelings. That's what I like. Thank you so much, man. You made me feel better. I'm ready to cast this game now.
But I mean, Piper sent you a heart. You have to feel better at that.
No, but Piper hurt like he yelled at me. Like I thought he's never yelled at me before. This is the first time. I'm just distraught. I can't even think about this game anymore. So let's see. Getting ready for this game. I'm actually really hyped.
Come on, man. I'm just trolling. I'm sorry.
Is that
Get out
Piper,
of here.
the
Get
man
out of here,
himself?
Piper.
You know it. It's me.
Hurting my feels, man. All one of my feels, dude.
Dude, come on. You know me. I'm sorry. I love you, dude. Alright, have fun casting. I'll go, bye.
All right, so I think he's using cleanse for the Zillion. Yeah, cleanse in general is a really good summer spell to have with all the CC that Give Me That Ace has. It's gonna be good and useful. Just not so much during lane phase. It'll definitely help with Rammus ganks if he does get caught out, because he could just cleanse the taunt and just walk away. If he uses his W early, so it's still a really strong summoner spell to have.
Yeah,
But
and he can cleanse Zillion bombs. He can cleanse the Maokai. It's going to be useful outside of just his lane. I mean, obviously it doesn't work on the Malzahar ult, so, but later in the game it'll be helpful for him.
yes, and we do have the Ghost coming out for Malzahar, so he's gonna again. It looks like he's a lot more comfortable having that Ghost on his mages, because he had a Ghost as well in the Vigor. So he does have faith in his sidestep so that he can get out of danger. Uh, Everything else seems pretty standard. Ignite's now going to both support, so it's going to be a lot of kill pressure in the bot lane. Kind of excited how that's going to go. It might be a fiesta going down bot lane. So much ignites, so much fire. It's going to
This
be
is the game I
pretty
think that we
intense.
actually see an invade. I think we're going to see an invade from uh, Big Enemy Titties.
And the thing they need to watch out for is that even though they do go for the invade, they do have CC, but the damage that big or that yeah big anime titties have is going to be huge. The Alistar pulverizer in itself, it knocks up more than two people. It's going to be huge as well. So gonna have to be careful. Now they do have a lot of CC on both ends. Just big enemy titties have a lot more innate damage that they can push out, especially with that Tom Kinch 3 stack and then queuing them for that stun. Gonna have to be careful for the invade or get counter invade. Eh, just I would honestly just ward up everything, try not to get caught out. That's either way, it's pretty bad on both ends. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and get into this game. I'm really excited that I get to see General Dill play as well as Theatrics, because being a diamond jungler myself, it's really cool to see other junglers play, because um you don't really see good ones, uh, even in the higher elos. So being able to see how these guys are playing around, not playing around, but playing around the map, and the map pressure that they're bringing, as well as the shot calling that they have, it's really nice. It's really good to see that the jungle role is not the one that's silent. It's the one that's making all the calls in the game.
Yeah, I mean, not to burst your bubble or anything, but General Dill isn't a jungle main. He is Diamond, though. He's not a jungle main. He has decided to play jungle for the split.
That's not too bad. He did really good as the Warwick. Although it's not hard to not do good as Warwick, but I mean the way that he played around it and getting that lead. Okay, so let's see how the early game's gonna go. It looks like right now, it looks like they're gonna be grouping up on the side of Big Enemy Titties. However, Give Me That Ace looks like they're going more of the spread out and trying to get vision. However, we have two members sitting in a bush by themselves. Again, this is the scary no that we're trying to make sure that nothing happens. Since Maokai is not with them, although Tom's not with them as well, they need to be careful. This early game can be kind of awkward. Ezreal trying to scout out that bush with the Q is gonna go ahead and miss that the rise just by just ever so slightly. And Alistar going giving us more cowbell. Definitely need a lot less cowbell. I absolutely hate that skin just because of that. Like I love it because it's so troll, but I hate it at the same time. So it goes to builds, very standard builds. The big thing to note is that Tom Kench is going Corrupted Pot top lane, whereas Maokai is going Doran Shield. So Tom's going to have a lot more sustain and being able to cast a lot more abilities into that lane, knowing that he's going to be able to get mana and health back. And that standard leashes, everybody's going to their lanes, seeing how it's going to go. Rammus is brought pretty low with that buff take. Now, it doesn't really stop Rammus's clear, but taking that much damage is pretty rough. So it looks like Ezreal got a mana pot from auto attacking the Alistar. OP, more Qs, please.
I love it on One of Babies there in the chat. I love all the Tom Kench memes there. Keep them going. I see all the Tom Kench memes.
Oh, look at unroll the tadpole, unclog the frog, unload the toad, inhibit the ribbit, unstick the lick, what? Unimprison the amphibian? Wait, that doesn't rhyme. Unmute the newt, unbench that's easy, permit the kermit, defrog the pollywog. I like that. Like that. Looks like not much is gonna go down. Although they did get the 3 buff clear, I'm not entirely sure the jungler's gonna be able to do anything. It looks like they're gonna be probably making their way top. Xin Zhao did get that scuttle, and that is known. So it looks like Ram's gonna go for this gank into the mid again, being taunted, being W'd up. Is gonna go ahead and clear the taunt, but is he gonna be able to get out? Ari, is she gonna do enough damage? The minion under the turret taking the first blood with the Malzahar. How troll are those minions? OP. Oh my goodness. That's tilt worthy, man. That is tilt worthy.
And Jingo Unchained used both his flash and his cleanse there, so he's gonna be immune to repeat ganks now.
Definitely unlucky for Jingo Unchained. We have a little skirmish going down bot, but Alistar kind of doing his combo without Xayah there. Not going to be able to get much from that. Probably should have just let that be. He wasted a lot of mana that he kind of needs. So Tom Kench doing Tom Kench thing. He's going to do a lot of damage to this Maokai. Maokai is going to go and get out of it. Tom Kench's damage is just kind of unreal. It does so much. Especially the tanks, and he's definitely taking advantage that he is going against the Maokai, which is one of Tom Kench's better matchups. Just because he can get those stacks off. I know this is not really game related, but I really like that Malzahar skin. It looks really awesome. When it comes to this lane phase, it looks like Zillion's just trying to throw in these bombs in the back. Although it's not landing on anybody, it's definitely making sure that they don't push forward enough, because if they do push forward, then he could just land an easier bomb, the second one. So definitely respecting the damage that he has, as well as trying to make sure they don't take any free damage.
Yeah, and I think maybe his thought process, I haven't seen Slap That Ass play any Zillion before, but I think it might be just something where he had it in his back pocket and said, you know what, I need the CC, but I also need some more damage than Leona. And so Zillion, I think, gives a perfect balance between the CC and the damage. Obviously, you have to hit the CC, it's a little bit more difficult than Leona, but that damage is going to be there if you hit even one.
These trades are definitely going very evenly. Bot lane definitely having better trades, but again, once they start getting those levels, it's definitely going in favor of the red side. Maokai is doing a lot of damage to the Maokai, but again, Maokai did go back, whereas Tom Kench hasn't gone back yet. beautiful bombs coming out from the Zillion, doing lots of damage to this AD. Gonna have to be careful because any more poke, then they're gonna be able to take her down. Now, she still has full sums, and another bomb lands. Clap that A55. Definitely not happy about that last game and wants to show up on this game. Those bombs are immaculate and definitely giving. Oh, we do have a flash ultimate coming up from the Malzahar. Rise is gonna go, has his cleanse again, but is gonna go down with the Rise flash ultimate, and the Ram is coming in with the ult that he has as well. So again, both sums just burned for. Actually, he didn't have flash, so he had to just walk away from that. But he did burn cleanse again for that. Now Malzahar still has his ghost, so he can still get out of ganks if needed. But mid lane definitely getting a lot more love than last game.
I mean, no one wants to see a fed Malzahar. He's already OP. You don't need to see him fed.
And he's getting more fair. And we have a fight up top side. Tom Kench could have kept that Q. Looks like Maokai is going to go ahead and go down to this Tom Kench. Tom Kench just does so much damage. It's actually pretty ridiculous. So it looks like Maokai is going to go back and get a null. I think he's going for magic resist early. I'm not entirely sure if Tom's abilities do magic damage. I'm pretty sure they do, but I think it's scaled off health. Or is it just pure magic
they
damage?
do magic damage. I don't know about health, but I know for sure they do magic damage.
Okay. Well, we also do have a early Merc trades coming out for the Tom Kench. So the CC that Maokai has is definitely not going to help him out with these trades. Gonna have to be careful in the lane phase and kind of have to start respecting Tom Kench, because the amount of damage that he can do with just the Devour and the Lick Tongue ability that he has is just so high, and the CC that he has, especially the tanks, he's gonna have to be more cautious about making these trades against this Tom Kench. We do have an invade coming right now. Zinzao taking the Rammus' red buff, but it's gonna be seen. Rammus doesn't get the red buff, but Zinzao is being brought down low right now by this Rammus. Rammus gonna go and flash and get that knockup from that flower. Maokai is not paying attention. Are they gonna be able to get this from them? Malzahar is gonna go ahead and goes for that. You get a flash from the Maokai. Malzahar is gonna go ahead and turn it on this Rise. Is gonna go ahead and take him down. They're going on to this Tom Kench. Are they gonna be able to bring him down? I believe so. I don't think he still has flash, so he should be safe. Not entirely sure what he's trying to save for. It looks like he's just gonna wait for his shield. There's flash goes. Give me that Ace are playing out their minds right now. That last game, they are not happy, and they came to play. And it's definitely showing the early advantage that Malzahar got, and the Rammus. They're definitely pushing that advantage that they have by just kind of roaming together and making sure that any misplay that Gimme that or big anime titties are doing right now are definitely getting punished for it. Definitely a game to see, and bot lane, although not much is going on right now, it's so much control. So it looks like there's gonna be a push coming up for mid lane. Are they gonna be able to get anything out of it? I don't believe so. It looks like Malzahar is gonna go and walk away from this. Maokai is gonna be able to get away from the Tom Kench. I don't think so. The amount of CC that Tom Kench has, looks like Maokai might be going down. He has to dodge this Lickitung, which he does beautifully. But and he does get out. Oh, he does have double buff, so he is going to have the cooldowns to spam his abilities. We do have a fight coming out mid lane, or bot lane, and is going to go down. It looks like Maokai is going to go down as well, but Tom Kench is going to sacrifice his life for that. The Zillion bot lane does get CC'd and is not able to ult in time to save himself. And it looks like right now Xayah is just trying to get any kind of damage off. Does use her ultimate. It doesn't get anything out of it, but we do have 4 members looking to kind of see if Ezreal's going to be making a misplay so they can capitalize on it. But Zinzao does get shown. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and try to push this if possible. But we do have Rammus there, and Zillion is coming back, so they do need to just back up off of this turret. Looks like Lily is going to go down. 4 members going bot lane, not paying attention to how many minions were mid, and giving that turret up for free. But it does look like they are trying to go for this dragon. Not entirely sure if they're going to be able to get it. It does look pretty safe. Rammus is half health, so it looks like they're going to have to just go ahead and give this away. So they do have a flash going out onto this Xayah. Xayah is going to go down. Ezreal is getting cut out by the Rise, but I don't think he's going to be able to, he has the damage to kill him. Xin Zhao is stuck into this pit, but we have a teleport coming from Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench is just walking these people away, but is Tahm Kench really going to be able to do anything? We do have a re-engage coming on to the outside. Outside is going to go down. Rammus is getting eaten. Is Rammus going to go down? He does get ulted by the Zillion. He's still very much alive. They do get the trade that they want. Right now, it's a 3-0 right now. Rise does save their life. It looks like they're still trying to press this attack, and they definitely can get these kills going off. Give Me That Ace are playing out their minds. They want to push these fights as fast as possible because they know they have the advantage now.
They also
This
know
Rammus pick.
they're only going to get stronger later. Why not try and get the early advantage and just scale through the entire game? Like, I mean, yeah, you're a little bit weak early on, but with a Rammus who can literally say, okay, you're coming with me, and then everyone's just... It's something that they're playing, again, just like Big Enemy tasted last game. They're playing their comp right, and they're doing it almost flawless.
See, and that's the big thing that I did mention about Theatrics. Playing a jungler that is reliant solely on just doing damage, whereas if he played more of a team-oriented jungler, as we can see here, that Rammus pick is doing him wonders. Being able to be in the middle of the fray and be able to stay in the fray instead of just having to do damage and possibly die, or do damage and not get out, or live barely. This Rammus pick is definitely showing up with the CC that he has, and the tankiness that he has just from being Rammus himself. Already finishing the Center Hulk and has the Bramble Vest as well. He has a lot of tankiness to him. Xin Zhao only has the Blood Razor built so far, so he does have damage and attack speed, but not much else. But with the Rammus, with the Bramble Vest and Cinder Hulk, it's negligible. At this point, he's actually doing damage to himself, but his focus is not going to be Rammus, of course. But as of right now, it's kind of flipped reverse, where how far ahead he was last game to where it is right now, with that Warwick versus Nocturne. Definitely turning on the side, and the big thing to take is now General Dill is on this tank. We do have a fight going out bot lane, but not much is going to go for it. Alistar headbutts the Malzahar ultimate, or Malzahar passive, excuse me, and doesn't get anything out of it, so Malzahar can keep moving forward, which is actually a really weird interaction. But nothing comes from it. We do, I believe, have a flash coming from the Xayah and the ultimate as well. Then Zhao's going to go on this Malzahar, which just get caught out and is going to go down. We do have an engage going up top side as well. Are they going to be able to bring down this Tahm Kench? Tahm Kench is still pretty healthy. Is going to lose his shield here soon. We do have a flash coming out from the Maokai. There is no turret there. He gets smited by Theatrics. I enjoy the BM smites. Being a jungle main, those are the best ones. So we do have 4 members coming out for this bot lane, so it looks like they're trying to get this as well. They need their first turret down because right now they don't have any turrets down. It looks like Gert got stunned up mid-combo, so was not be able to finish off that combo and save Zillion's life. It looks like they're going back in for this re-engage, but it looks like Xin Zhao might go down unless his ultimate keeps him alive long enough. Ezreal is going to go ahead and flash out of this. Could have definitely turned it on that Alistar. Playing it safe, but we do have the Malzahar coming back in. Is going to go ahead and ult that Xayah. Ezreal is going to get that double kill. Is Alistar going to be able to get out of this? It looks like he's going to go down. Ezreal with the triple kill is going to be able to go back and get this Triforce, I believe, that he's building right now. These are scaling, the thing to take from it, these are scaling champions that are getting kills early. Like John said prior, like, it's go, 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 and if you get a late game champ built fast, that's it. They're in their mid to late game, so that damage increase and their power spikes in the game happen so much sooner, which makes these games so much faster. So they're gonna go ahead and get their last outer turret going down. Give me that ace does have a 7k gold advantage right now. That is huge. When it comes to CS, it looks pretty even, except for no, it's pretty even along the way. Maybe 20 CS lead in the mid lane, but other than that, it's pretty even. It's really just to these objectives. It looks like Zillion might be getting caught out. He does gonna go ahead and ult himself. Is Tom Kinch gonna go ahead and kill him? He does. Glenn is gonna be come back up, but they do have an Alistar. He's gonna go ahead and flash away from the Alistar so he doesn't get comboed and stuck there. They don't get anything from that trade except for Zillion's ultimate. They do see Xayah coming into the mid fight. Ezra, what is Xayah? I think Xayah DC'd. There's no way she just walked in there like that. There's no way she just walked in there. I feel like he DC'd. Can we get a confirmation for that?
I mean, the only way we're gonna know is if
they pause
go to
it.
pause the game.
That was really questionable. Right now we have a lot of fights going down right now. We do have the cleanse coming out for that Rise. Is it going to keep him alive? It does keep him alive. We do have right now the Zinzao just kind of doing damage to himself, trying to take down this Rammus. Is going to be able to take him down with the help of Rise. Just too deep, way too deep, trying to get that kill. It says got to pause, so it does look like that. Our bad. We were about to ask. It's fine. We wanted to wait until team fight ending. Okay, so it was a disconnect on Xayah's end.
They just wanted to wait until the team fighting was over and get it all done with. That way, no one gets mad and it's like, "Hey, you did that because you could see the team fight was going bad." Just some general sportsman, like.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship. That's all. That's what we're here. We're all good sports time to time, sometimes, except for Piper, but mostly everybody else except for Piper. But everybody else is usually a good sport. But this game is definitely opposite from the last game that they had. Maybe going to be
Man, come on.
going into the favor of Gimme the Ace. It's definitely a different team mentality going into this, especially with the comp that they have. So finding their footing, being able to see what their team comp is capable of, and being able to execute it as well. Everything that they're doing right now is spot on. The last team fight that they had with the Rammus going in really deep, Rammus hadn't died until then. So of course, you know, going in deep whenever you're ahead is it happens time to time. But right now there's still a gold deficit of about 5k, no 7k gold still. And they're working on their inner second tier mid turret, so it's all just gonna give them another huge gold lead. And right now, just looking at the map in general, Red has so many wards out now versus last game where they barely had any wards as well. So it's definitely a change in the team mentality that they have, and they definitely just flipped the switch.
Well,
and we do
I think you could also just give it to Theatrics, where he said, "You know what? Here's what went wrong. Here's what we need to do differently. Now let's go do it." And just that leadership and knowing and knowledge of what to do differently from one game to another, I think is something that went really well this game. They banned out what they needed to ban out. They left up certain things they felt like was fine. And sorry I cut you off. We do have the pause being on pause currently, so we are back into the game.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I was gonna say about the on pause. But no, you're 100% correct. Even when I was just shoutcasting with Theatrics, definitely gives off that leadership role and is definitely showing right now in these games. Even in the last game, even though they were losing, he was still trying to find any kind of fights to make the come back into the game. We do have Ocean Drake going into the Gimme That Ace, so it is one Air Drake going for Big Anime Titties and Ocean over to Gimme That Ace. As of right now, the Cloud Drake does help in trying to clear out these waves and get out as fast as possible. But give me that ace. The regeneration that they're going to be getting out of combat definitely helps because right now they're so objective oriented. So that if they're able to roam and get health on the way there, it's going to help a lot in these objective takes that they're going to be looking for.
And I think
Hyper. Go
What
for
was
it.
that?
Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was like pointing out the one thing that maybe big enemy teams can't count on a little bit is that they do have some late game power with the Xin Zhao and with the Rise. Rise, I've been playing him quite a bit lately, just because I find him fun. But it seems like it takes him a little while to get going. Once he does, he can start like bursting people. But up until that point, he just doesn't really do much, and I think that's what they were kind of exploiting, hoping to put him so far behind that his late game doesn't kick in.
And by the time it does, they'll have the MR to deal with it. Yeah, you're 100% correct, especially on that point. And just taking advantage of the summoners that they were able to blow early. It looks like they're just baiting out this Baron right now. Looks like they're trying to start a fight, but it looks like blue team knows better. We do have a Rammus coming in from the back end. Zinzal's going to go ahead and miss the Rise ultimate. Is going to go down with the Alistar. Zaya's going to offensively ult into the middle of their team and is immediately going to go down. Never, I mean, I'm not saying this as a slight towards him, but as an ADC in general, never ever use your escape or mechanic ability to get away. And it looks like he did DC once again. It might have very well just been a bad connection and he ulted, but it didn't register until late. But it definitely did not help them out in any way with that Zaya ultimate going into the middle of it. It looks like he's just having connection issues. He disconnected and immediately reconnected back into the game. Hopefully it's better later because I don't want the game to... I want it to be as even and as fair as possible because I don't want to make these calls, especially as a shoutcaster, if something's going on his end and he's disconnecting, because it doesn't relay his true skill. It's just based off his connection. So going back onto the ADC, if you're playing Ezreal, if you're playing Xayah, if you're playing anybody that has a movement ability, never go offensive with it because you always want to use it as an escape just in case. Again, I'm not marking that up as he did that on purpose. Again, he might have very well just DC'd and it kind of just was a late reaction. But had it been on purpose or had it been somebody else playing the game and they did that, you immediately just lose the team fight for your team.
I wonder if he was maybe trying to ult to avoid being ulted by the Malzahar, and that's when he DC'd and it just went off.
Just ran right into him.
I mean, he did get ulted after the ult came down, so could have been just a bad prediction on his part too.
We have a flash coming out for the Rise. I think I'm gonna pick up this flash out for the Malzahar trying to get the Rise, and they do end up taking it. It's gonna go to Zillion on this one. Rise just not being able to get, like you said, not being able to scale up and get to the damage part that he needs. That stopwatch not really doing much considering how much CC that they have, so it's pretty rough. As of right now, that Klepto Ezreal just getting so much gold, getting so many items. He has a completed Triforce and a BF sword along with the Miramana, so Ezreal right now at 23 minutes is doing enough damage as a 30-minute Ezreal, so he's definitely in the lead, and definitely has gold advantage. And Kleptomancy, definitely doing wonders.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he's going for the Bloodthirster this time instead of the Blade of the Ruin King as well. Want to put out some more damage overall instead of dealing max health damage.
One big thing that I do want to know, especially with that last fight, is Gert flashed, and I think it was more of a panic flash than anything, but he was safe, 100% safe since everybody was disengaging. always try to keep your flash whenever you not, I wouldn't say actually need it, but when danger is coming at you, not if it's around you kind of thing. Now they're gonna have to give up this inhib because Gert doesn't have his flash. There's no way for him to engage in, and he is half health. It looks like they're gonna be looking for a another objective, possibly gonna push out this bot lane to go into the dragon. We do have 20 seconds on that dragon, and I know Theatrix, being the jungler that he is gonna be looking to push that bot and get as much pressure as possible, and then going straight for that dragon.
Although their Baron has worn off.
It looks like they're still trying to find picks, and they do get the Rammus taunted up, but they're not going to be able to get much out of it. Theatrix was by himself, and now they do have damage coming out. And they have the Maokai in the backline, but again, Maokai is the tank. He is going to go ahead and flash out. We have a Malzahar by himself, dislocated from the team. Not going to be able to do much as well. Xin Zhao does get eaten by Tahm Kench. Right now, it's just a clown fiesta. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason to these team fights. This is an absolute fiesta. They're still trying to put pressure onto this turret. The Demolisher are going to be able to get damage off onto it, but it's not going to be enough to get rid of that turret itself. Rammus is tanky, but he is still tanking the turret. He needs to get out.
Zillion ultimate
is going to be able to bring him back up. We do have Alistar going into the front line. It's going to be able to go down. Xin Zhao did re-enter the fight and is going to go down as well. Maokai is re-entering the fight, trying to get this Alistar down. Is not going to be able to do much. He doesn't have the damage. It looks like they're going to go ahead and try to take this turret. Zillion, get out of the turret range! Oh, look at this. So he does make it out with his life. This is a fiesta. This is, give me that ace, trying to show the dominance that they have and the lead that they have, but doing it in a fashion, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, we're in the lead and we're gonna turret dive as much as possible, even though we don't have it.
Like, there's definitely a time and place for turret dives, but I think they might be going a little overboard on the turret dives, but that's just my opinion.
They definitely need to watch the turret aggro as well, making sure that they get the aggro on the right people at the right time if they're going to be making plays like that. And again, it's a lot of micromanaging, and I don't expect everybody to be a diamond level player or challenger or master. But when it comes to turret diving, that's definitely a big thing to watch out for. Who is the turret aggroed onto right now, and should I go in or not? Right now they had a huge lead, and although they didn't get many kills from it, and by them I mean big anime titties, although they didn't get many kills from it, it's one or two shutdowns that they do get gives them that small window of being able to come back. And typically you just kind of want to close out a game as fast as possible, especially if you have the lead. So we do have the Bloodthirster finished by the Ezreal with another BS sword coming out as well. So it looks like that might be turning either into an Essence or a IE. And we do have Alistar getting caught out right now. He's going to go ahead and ult when he's half health. Is going to get eaten by the Tom. That very questionable ulting when you're half health. Definitely want to ult sooner so you can get that bonus MR and armor. Kind of what the ultimate's for, try not to save it for the very last second. It looks like they're getting pressure around this Baron because they're going to be making a play. Alistar definitely needs to go back. They did have vision of him, and he is low. Looks like right now they're just kind of trying to poke. They do get the Xin Zhao. Is he going to be able to get caught out? Xin Zhao does go onto the Malzahar, but he's not going to be able to take him down. Xin Zhao does go down along with the Alistar. Zaya's going to go ahead and get locked up. Is going to flash right, take down this Malzahar, but is going to get ulted immediately and taken down. The chase, are they going to go ahead and chase this? They are. They get a flash going out from the Tom. Malzahar needs to be careful because Tom does do a lot of damage. Maokai is there for the backup, so it looks like Tahm Kench is going to eventually go down. This either can be game or they're going to go for Barons, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and try to end the game right here. We do have pretty high death counts right now. We have 6 seconds on the Alistar, 15 on the Xayah, and 9 for the Xin Zhao.
They're at least
They
gonna
do
get
have
2
the damage.
turrets.
They might have enough damage to go ahead and end it. They still have 2 members dead. Are they going to try to go for the end? If they go for the end, they need to stop focusing this Alistar and actually try to hit the inhib or the Nexus turret. It looks like they're going to go ahead and end this game. GG, well played for Clap That Ace. Definitely a different team going into this game. A different mentality, different mindset, and it definitely showed. Kind of picking up where their weaknesses were and made it their strengths. And it just looked like the team comp that they were trying to get for big anime titties just didn't really mesh together. They were trying to get their footing all game, and it couldn't really find it. They didn't really have synergy within each other. Um, in those characters themselves, not so much the team, but the characters and what they do and what they have to offer don't really have synergy, and it definitely showed. So, GG well played to clap that ace.
Give me that
Um,
ace.
give me that ace. I keep no, it's clap. Is it clap that ace?
No, that's the support is clap that ass. Or
Oh,
A55. I know he doesn't want to call it
give
A55.
me that. Okay, so give me that ace. There you go. So, GG will play to them. Um, going into a game 3, I believe, right?
Nope, it's only a best of 2 during the regular season. Or
Best of
not best
2.
of 2, it's just 2 games played, and then that's either a tie, win, or loss, so this would be a tie for each team.
Okay, so we definitely have a tie then. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try to get this poll up for the MVP of
The
this
poll
game.
is already up, because I was on it.
Oh my goodness! So John's on his stuff. Let's go ahead and see who won MVP of Game 2. Who do you think personally should get MVP?
I personally think that Theatrics should get it. I feel like his early presence as the Rammus was definitely what got them going, and then the presence to go ahead and go behind the teams and not just kind of like roll up through the middle. Being proactive and getting behind someone, focusing down General Dill was one of the main things that I think that kept them from coming back at all, because it didn't let Rise. They eliminated Rise from his late game, and the Zit and Zhao, they kept him from getting strong by just picking on him in the entire team fights.
Yeah, definitely. Who would be your second? If you had to choose a second, who would definitely be your second pick for MVP?
If I had to choose a second, I'd definitely choose Baja Blast Lever on the Malzahar. I know it's point and suppress, but it's still, you still have to know who to do it on, when to do it on. And in some team fights, it's hard to get it on the right person. It takes a lot of coordination, especially with your jungler, and say, hey, I want to do this. Here's what I have up. Here's what they don't have. Let's go for this kind of thing. So I feel like that if I had to choose a second, it'd be Valhalla Blast Lever.
Gotcha. Yeah. Um, I would. I mean, just based off the game itself, theatrics, of course, popping off on that Rammus, but I would have to give it to just the underdog, the one that we kind of talked about every now and then. That would be Ezreal. I believe Ezreal went unkilled in that game, um, and his positioning in every team fight was safe enough to do damage. Um, it was aggressive enough to do damage, and it was safe enough to not get targeted. So his positioning in every team fight and the amount of damage that he offered and his build in general definitely helped out his team a lot. Of course, theatrics with the plays and being able to get his team ahead, but we do have to give props, where it's needed. And I'll have to give it to your moose on that Ezreal. And the second, of course, it would be a tie between theatrics and Baja Blast Lover, because his Miles played out of his mind, but theatrics came to play. After that first loss, he was not going to go on a second loss. He wanted that win, so um, it would go to a tie for them for second place, but definitely Ezreal for MVP on this one.
Yeah, so I guess we can leave it up for a few more minutes before we go ahead and uh, look at that poll. Um, just a reminder, Gert was the MVP for Game 1. Um, so if he wants to hop in to the channel at some point, we'll go ahead and do an interview, just to give us a couple more minutes for
Yep.
Game 2 MVP. If
Yeah,
either
we'll
of the
give it like.
captains want to join, they can as well.
Let's do MVPs first, and then we'll do captains afterwards. Because since it was a win on both ends, I definitely want to interview both of them to kind of see their thought processes. But taking away that huge combo that, oh my goodness, like like the actress says in chat, the Scion Orn Galio combo, man, you're just in the air 24/7, and there's so much damage reduction, and there's so much CC being thrown out as well. It's really hard to play against that. And of course they figured it out, and then they found their mojo, and that's how game two happened with the win going over to give me that ace. So uh, both these games very 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 fun to watch, and it definitely shows just based off champ select how snowbally a game can be, how dominating um, big anime titties look like in the first game, and then going into the second game, and then just seeing complete flip where give me that ace looks so much more dominating. So every game is different in League of Legends, and it can always go either way. So going into this, if other teams are watching, it doesn't matter who you're going against. It matters about that game you're in right then and there. So, I wouldn't look at Elo. I wouldn't be like, oh, they have more synergy than us. Just do what you guys do best, and it can always turn in your favor. And I would just take this game as an example. Never give up, play your hearts out, and you can definitely walk out with a win. So it looks like
Okay.
the vote is out, and Ezreal with 4 is gonna get your moose with the 4 votes is gonna get MVP for the second game. So hopefully we can get those two in here. If we can get Gert and your moose. Let's see if we can get those two in here. Don't see them. Are you messaging them? See if they can get in here.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to move up a channel to the one that says player of the game interviews. That way they can actually get in here. Oh,
Oh, they're
there
both
they
in
are.
here.
Well,
All
hello.
right. So congratulations to you both. First off, for getting a win for both teams. Um, Gert, we're gonna start with you because you guys won first game, and that Orn, the Orn pick, man. I have never, I wouldn't say never seen it, but with the season changing and how much Orn has been experimented, especially in every lane. When and how did you pick up Orn? And I guess my question is, as an Orn player, what do you pick? Like, what are the things that you get from playing support as Orn? Like, what do you look to get advantages of while playing Orn?
Well, it actually started out. Uh, there, I was hooked on his first teaser that came out, and you can ask Bison. I was like, all right, dude. Whenever he comes out, he's gonna be like, I'm gonna play him. And he came out, and I just really like how his kit worked. Most of the supports that I play are more playmaking support, and for some reason, even when he was at like a 30% win rate, I picked him up and um, figured out how he worked, and it just gelled really well. And it's more of the goal is mainly to boost your team in the late game, obviously with those upgradable items. But it's kind of nice, especially with support. A lot of little known stuff about it. Say, for example, if you have a sight stone and you're out of charges and you have enough gold, you can actually upgrade it to like Eye of the Equinox or the pink sight stone, and it'll actually refresh your ward charges. So, I mean, there's just a lot of special interactions with some of the support items that you can have with Orn, and I don't know, he just picked it up really well, and I played him. It's fun. I love it.
That's awesome. Do you have any questions for him, Bison?
How did you feel when you finally got to play Ornn and Alistair in the same series, no less?
Well, considering it's probably the first, last, and only time Ornn's going to be played by me this split, I'm assuming. It was fun while it lasted, and Sebastian and I were really itching to do that Sorn or how did he either way, Scion Ornn combo, where I would ult from behind them and Sebastian would charge right into the middle of them to proc the brittle twice. So yeah, it was great to play him. Second game with Alistair was a little bit harder just because it was a very safe lane that we were going into. But for the first game, it was a thrill to play Ornn. It was great.
Yeah, congratulations again, especially on that first game. The wombo combo you guys had are just very disgusting, and that Ornn pick with the brittle that you had just destroyed people. Even though you guys were like nothing but tanks, it was just as soon as anybody walked into that team fight, they just immediately got deleted. So,
Oh
um,
yeah,
congratulations on getting MVP of the first game.
thank you.
And we're gonna go ahead and go to Uramus. Um, you played Ezreal both games that you picked up, and you got Kleptomancy, I believe, on both of them as well. Um, what what was the biggest difference? And I know, of course, the champions that were different that they chose, but what was the biggest difference that in both of those Ezreal games from the first one and the second one? What was the mindset that you had in the first one playing Ezreal, and then the second one? Because the items, I believe, you built the same. I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure you built the same, but you popped off a lot more on the second game of Ezreal than you did in the first one. So I just kind of want to know the mindset that you had, and why Ezreal is one of your better picks, and how Kleptomancy is.
Well, the main difference between the two games was in game one, Nocturne is a lot more damage oriented, a lot less CC and tank potential than Rammus. So the sort of game plan was that Nocturne would get ahead and fall in line behind him, and he'd be our main damage in team fights. In the second game, we had Rammus, which is a lot more, uh, and allowed me to really do what Ezreal does best.
Just kind of pop off. And with that Kleptomancy, did you get, since it's such a random things that you get from that keystone, I would call it, but it's a rune. Um, were you getting better items in the second round, or was it just the same all around?
Nothing particularly different. A few elixirs and wards.
But just generally the same kind of items.
Um, Not a noticeable difference in the.
Okay, okay. Well, definitely want to give you the kudos because I believe you went unkilled in the second game, and although Theatrics was making a lot of plays on that Rammus, it was definitely a huge kudos to you showing up in that game and being the damage that your team needed, and being able to position yourself in the right ways where you're able to do damage and stay safe. So huge kudos to you. Congratulations on getting MVP of game two. Again, congratulations to both of the MVPs for getting their win as well and helping the team to victory. But before I actually get off your moose, Bison, did you have any questions for him?
No, I didn't really have any questions. I think you covered it all for me. The only thing is, like, what are your thoughts going out from here? Like, what did you expect coming into this? Because isn't this your first time here in the PMA LCS?
Uh, I'll say I definitely underestimated Gertz. Orn. Keeping eyes open for pocket picks like that in the future. I like
Okay.
Ezreal.
So it looks like now we have both of the captains here. We have Theatrics and General Dill here that joined us. Before we actually begin, I want to congratulate both of you guys on your wins today. Definitely different games, different speeds, different tempos, different team comps. Um, General Dell, I want to go to you first since you guys won the first game, and I kind of want to know this hidden pick of Ornn and the Galio pick as well. Like, what was the mindset in going into Champ Select, knowing that you were gonna pick these champs and knowing how much damage it was gonna like put out? What were your expectations into game one, and with the picks that you had in game two? What were the expectations with the picks that you had as well going into game two?
Well, I'm not sure why Ornn is such a oddball pick there. That's all Gert plays ever. And if he doesn't get it, he whines and complains every single game. I have to put up with that. So we got the Ornn, and I just like yelling Psyorn because it's such a cheese combo in team fights that just really decimates everyone with the triple knockup in a row. And just pulling that together with a nice bruiser Warwick who can help engage. We just straight built a team fight engaged comp to let our AD carry sit behind and do whatever.
And Bygar couldn't play League of Legends.
Bygar wasn't allowed to play League of Legends.
So with the huge change, like going into the game two, what was the mindset of that composition? What were you expecting to play
Well,
with
we
them?
went into Champ Select, and before Champ Select started, I said, "Hey guys, we're probably just gonna take that Ezreal as the first pick because we know that we can take that away and get a comfort pick, and our AD carry can play it." And so we got into Champ Select, and our first pick comes up, and everyone was like so tilted from having to freaking redo Champ Select. Everyone just blanked, and we were like, Alistar's open. So we messed up that one in Champ Select, and it really showed in the early game there that we didn't have the Ezreal we wanted down bot.
Okay, and so
Real
with
talk,
the
nice to have that game.
with the picks that you had with the Zenzao and the Rise, what was the composition like? What were you looking to do? Like engage, disengage, picks? What was the comp based around?
We pulled out the Tom Kench Rise because we wanted to double teleport onto people, but we just couldn't make it to the point where we could get deep wards enough that we can catch people out with the teleports. Zinzao and Tom Kench will just lock someone down forever with Rise machine gunning off the back end.
Okay, respectable. Bison, do you have any questions for him?
Nope. I really can't think of questions right now. So
Okay. Well, again, congratulations on your guys' win. It's really disgusting, and I'm pretty sure you're never gonna get that composition ever again. But it was
Rip
really
Syor in 2017 to 2017.
it was a great one game. It was a great one game. I enjoyed watching. It was disgusting. So we're gonna go to theatrics. Um, again, congratulations to you as well on your win. The second game was definitely a change in pace in not only champ selects but in how fast you were playing the game. So, same kind of question that was towards General Dill. What was your mindset in picking the champs that you did in the first game? Understanding that Nocturne is more of a pick based champion instead of a team fight based champion. What was the process behind that, and how did you recover in being able to get a solid pick in the second game and being able to do what you did?
Well, we talked about this kind of our team after the game ended. That the first game, week one, for every team is going to be a litmus test, right? Nobody knows what anybody really plays like until that first game goes down and there's some film to watch. Just like any sport, the longer the season goes on, the more there's going to be to research on your opponents, the more trends you're going to be able to see, the stuff you're actually going to be able to focus on. So game one, it was kind of a toss-up. Honestly, I didn't even practice the Nocturne very much with my team in any of the norms that we did because I always assumed that the Nocturne and the Kayn are going to get banned away from me. So when it popped up, I was just like, wow, that's available. We should probably take that just because it is like a really good X Factor champ of mine. The problem, though, is that we didn't practice any comps with it. And I feel like I kind of let my team down in that way because I didn't pick something that was really good at helping them set up fights. I was expecting them to do that for me. And, Dylan drafted like the most upsettingly good comp I've ever seen. Like, it shouldn't have been as good as it was, but it is so good. Yeah, the comp was just really awesome. And 4 tanks, like when I pick a champion that's supposed to be able to fly in and one-shot somebody, and there's only one person on their team that I could theoretically do that to, and she has an ult that stops me from doing it, it's kind of just like I screwed myself there by jumping too early at that pick. But I after the game, we talked. We talked a lot about map movement. We talked about how we needed to both draft a comp that was going to allow us to help each other more, and also pay attention a little bit more to who we're targeting in team fights, because not every game are we going to be up against 4 tanks. There are going to be some games where there are more clear targets for us to go after. So the second game came around, and I saw Dylan lock in the Xin Zhao, and I tried playing new Xin Zhao when it came out, and I really didn't like it. So I said to myself, man, I'm never going to play this champion. I should probably learn what his hardest counter is, though. So I picked the Rammus because that's definitely Xin Zhao's hardest counter in game, right now at least. And yeah, I just knew that with Rammus, the speed of it, I could get around and help out my laners. It's also a different team, you know. Our team won last split, 9IT, and I love those dudes, but it's a totally different team. I have to have a different mindset. We have to play different stuff based on what these laners do versus those laners, and it's going to be a bit of a learning curve, I'm sure, for every team. But yeah, basically we just shed off the tilt. We weren't really even that tilted from the first game. We just knew that we got outplayed, essentially. You know, like that's what we took it as. We got outplayed, go into it with a fresh head, and draft a better comp. So, you know, we got some comfort picks for Reese on that Ezreal again, obviously did work. Steven. Garrett actually outdamaged and took more damage than me as Maokai. That dude's a beast. And, you know, Matt obviously playing the Zillion. And when you have a Zillion on a comp where you already have so much lockdown, then you know that even if they go super hard to focus you, then somebody's not actually going to die. So, I don't know. I feel like both games were probably decided by just a good comp. Like, each of us had a game where we drafted a really, really good comp. And it showed. But seriously, good game to Dylan's Weeb squad. Like, jeez, man.
I do have to toss this in from my good friend Piper when Adam says he doesn't miss Smites 2017.
Oh, dude! Oh my god! I was so upset, man. I was so upset. I actually like. There was a moment in the game there, and I don't know if these guys realized it because like we were fighting, but I actually said out loud without meaning to. I was like, I missed it. Like just like that. Like I flew in there and I just stood still and I was like, I missed it. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I lost my fucking composure.
Well, again, great game. I mean, great game to both of you guys. Bison, do you have any questions for Theatrics?
Nope.
Okay. Well, again, good game to both of you guys. Great leadership from both of you two, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, you guys are both captains. So, great way to keep your guys' team mindset under control and being able to come out on top with those wins. Definitely excited to see what you guys have to offer in these games to come. But it was a great game to watch. It was a great game to cast. Thank you guys so much for playing and basically doing what you guys do best. Hope to see you a lot more in the upcoming future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I believe
so
go ahead.
I think that's probably going to be it for us. I mean, I know that there is another game I still believe going on. I don't know if they finished that series over there or not.
That series ended.
It did end.
They're still in post.
Okay.
They're in post game still.
Yeah, I know we had a couple delays here with pauses and different stuff going on. But if you guys want to check out twitch.tv/PMA SGN, that will be our secondary channel as well as the streaming channel for the rest of the PMA Gaming Network. Go ahead and give them a follow, as well as remember to donate to our prize pool if you feel like it. If not, give us a subscribe or a follow, and that's going to be it for us. So this has been It's a Bison with
John, Yo the Man, aka Juan Nick the Third. It's been an honor casting with you guys. It's been great, and definitely stay tuned. We got a lot more coming up with this tournament, so be sure to like, follow, so that the next games that we have coming up, you guys can enjoy it. We're gonna have a lot of new casters as well, so it's gonna be a fun time. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll talk to you guys later.